As a professional salesperson, we all have different stages of self-discovery. I'm talking about those aha moments where the light comes on. We use whatever event that turned that light on to push ourselves forward and become stronger at the way that we sell, the way that we deal with the nonsense, the way that we deal with people who actually lie to us, and the way we push forward to become much better sales professionals. Unfortunately, a lot of folks, and I would have to say that a lot of folks, if not most people, are just not cut out for sales. I have had people throughout my sales career make comments to me like, I don't know how anyone can have the sort of job where they only get paid when they sell. I would have to have some type of guaranteed money if I were to do something like that. But yeah, of course you would, because you can't sell. You don't have talent, and you know that. What's messed up, the sad part, is most people, think that a sales job like final expense sales is not very secure. And that these folks actually think that depending on somebody else to pay them is much safer and much more secure than working for yourself. To me, this is just crazy sheep behavior. Now, let's just think about it. What's more secure? Working for someone that can fire your ass anytime they want? Spending your life going from job to job? Or having your own career where you work for yourself, master the art of selling a product that people actually want, and you go out and eat what you kill? And hey guys, I love to hear from you, so whether you're agreeing with me or not, feel free to leave your comments below. Look, I get it. The employed 9-to-5er does what they believe in, and I totally respect anybody that works hard to support their family and themselves, pretty much no matter what they do. So no, I am not judging you. I'm not judging anybody. And just to be clear, in no way do I want to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's important for me to share the truth without holding back. That's just who I am. That's how I roll. Therefore, I am going to say some things that are a little insensitive and honest. And yes, I know in this day and age, we're supposed to be very careful about the way that we use our words, because yes, we're supposed to respect other people's safe places and, try to be more sensitive, like a good, friendly sheep. Problem is, I ain't no sheep. So here's my bold statement of the week. If you want to be good at sales, not just final expense sales, but any type of sales, you cannot behave like a weak-ass sheep. At some point, you got to make some internal changes and you got to show some teeth. In this video, the sheep versus the wolf, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. All of that and more coming right up after this. I'm Douglas Massi, and before we get into the video, I'm going to ask that you smush down on the thumbs up button right now, guys, so that we know you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that now, and then hit the little bell-looking thing down there that's next to the subscribe button. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video. If you'd like a copy of the new agent file that has a bunch of killer scripts and props, all geared towards face-to-face final expense sales, just hang around all the way until the end of the video, and I'm going to gladly show you how to get this bad boy for yourself. My opinion on being self-employed is that my insurance license works very much just like a money printing machine. Now, with the system that I have in place, the same system that all the agents on our sales team have access to, all we have to do is turn it on and the money comes out. Truth be known, I didn't always have this point of view. When I first got my insurance license, I wasn't ready for success. I was basically in sheep mode, where I did what I was told, and like most people, I spent my life moving from sales job to sales job. When I first got in the business, I definitely was not a closer. When a prospect would lie to me or make up some kind of excuse because, they didn't want to buy from me, and they were nice enough and gentle enough to not want to hurt my feelings, I would just move on to the next prospect. Thankfully, I had the right people around me that pointed out that what I was doing was wrong. I was doing it wrong. In no way was I earning anybody's respect, especially the people that I was trying to sell to. I wasn't selling for the simple fact that I was listening to the lies, I was accepting the excuses, and I was behaving like a good sheep with zero value. Eventually, I realized that what they were saying was true. They were right. I sucked. When I walked into a life insurance sales presentation, I was behaving like a scared little sheep. I was being way too nice because I didn't want to be too pushy, and I was blowing easy lay-down sales that pretty much anyone with an ounce of talent would have been able to close. That's when the light came on. I realized that I was weak, and I needed to change. Enough was enough. I had finally made a decision that I wasn't going to take it anymore. When I realized that the problem was not the leads, but it was me, I basically changed overnight. At that point, I made up my mind that there really was a sale happening in every single house that I walked into. But the problem was, I was behaving like the buyer. I was buying their excuses and accepting their lies. I was not behaving like a professional salesperson, and that's when the teeth started to show, and I stopped taking the nonsense. I'll never forget my first kill. Oh, baby. It was a husband and wife with a tiny, sweet little baby. He worked like 50 hours a week, and she took care of the house, she took care of him and the baby, so she pretty much had the bigger job. I made my presentation, and at the end, he started to get rid of me, which is what most people were doing. And since I had already made up my mind that I wasn't taking any more nonsense, I didn't budge. Now, normally at this point, I'd be shaking his hand and giving him my business card. I remember arguing with him, and at one point, the wife actually turned to me and said, he's never going to do that. He's just not the type of person that just goes out and buys something from a salesman when he first meets with them. That was when I manned up and stopped acting like a wuss. I think I said something like, really? He's not the type of person to put his family first? He's not the type of person to make sure that when he's dead, his family has a roof over his head and is taken care of? So, and I just, don't take me wrong, but you're saying he's not the type of person that does the right thing and would do anything for you and his beautiful family. You're saying that's not this guy. It was like the light turned on. At that point, he actually started to show me some respect, and he sat down at the table, and I remember a half hour later when he was handing me a check, and she was all like, wow, I can't believe he did it. He never buys anything like this, blah, 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 blah. Look, if you think you're going to be successful at sales, let alone final expense sales, without fighting for your client, and even fighting with your client, you're wrong. Our people, fixed income seniors, especially the fixed income seniors, they need your direction. They need you to be strong enough to help them even when they're just too darn stubborn and don't know any better. At some point, you gotta stop behaving like a weak-ass little sheep, and you need to start behaving more like a wolf. Now, not the bad kind of wolf that is a predator, but the good kind of wolf that's not going to take any nonsense and will stand his ground and fight when necessary. If you're not fighting for every single sale, every single presentation that you walk into, and you're not leaving it all out there on the table, how in the world can you expect to gain any respect from the people you're trying to sell to? If you're not strong, they're going to smell it on you, and they're going to behave appropriately. They will give you more excuses, more lies, and you will fail. You will not succeed. Show some teeth. Become the strongest, best you that you can ever imagine being. It's in there. You may just have to do a little bit of soul searching in order to find it. Always do what's best for your clients at all costs, especially when it's against their will, and always be willing to fight for what's right. For a copy of the new agent file that I mentioned earlier in the video, or if you'd like information on joining our final expense sales team, which does give you some of the highest commissions in the industry, along with access to our fixed cost final expense direct mail leads, and you get more as your personal final expense trainer, just shoot me that email at doug@ufesonline.com. Remember, when you put the needs of your clients first and you're willing to fight for what's right, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now get on out there, stop taking the nonsense, and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.